Ladies and gentlemen, this was a talk entitled The Grand Old Name of Ewing by Bill and Norma Ewing. They will now recreate this presentation. Rogerians and guests. I'm William Ewing, Rogers Class 43. You all know Norma, my trusty standard bearer for 51 years. I would like to speak this evening about the grand old name of Ewing. But first, a little background. For many years, Norma and I have been members of a national organization named the Clan Ewing in America. Every 3 or 4 years, they hold a gathering in various parts of the country, and we have attended several of these. Norma is holding a flag on which the Ewing crest is displayed. The Ewing motto is also shown on the flag, and it is Audacitor. Audacitor. This word is not in the dictionary, but it is believed to mean may we boldly press onward. I think it actually means, let's run the Saxons out of Scotland. My father studied the Ewings for many years and wrote a couple of books about them. The late Don Huffine's mother-in-law, who was a Ewing, actually bought one of them. And now for the interesting part. About 2 years ago, several of the men in the organization decided to have their DNA tested to determine the origin of the clan. I went right along with them. I received a DNA kit in the mail containing 3 swabs and proceeded to swab the inside of my mouth for 1 full minute as instructed. I was to wait 3 to 4 hours between scrapings, probably to give my mouth time to heal. I mailed my swabs to a company in Houston, although the lab work is actually done at the University of Arizona. It takes 6 weeks to get the results, in spite of the television programs you have seen. At least 38 of us have done that now. It was a dark and stormy day when I received the results of my DNA test. I had a foreboding of disaster. Knew that the other 37 men had received their results, and they were all haplogroup type R1b1. This group was thought to have originated among the Paleolithic caveman residents that were in Europe before the last ice age, some 11,000 years ago. I was not type R1b1. I was in haplogroup type G2. This was alarming. In essence, I am not even a Ewing. Yes, there must have been an NPE that occurred, which is a non-paternal event, like an unrecorded adoption or even something slightly sinister. Only 1 to 2% of the people in the world are type G2. However, in the country of Georgia in Central Asia, about 30% of the people are type G2. Well, that was fine with me until my son Tom mentioned that Joseph Stalin was born in Georgia. That can't be good. He was one of the worst mass murderers in history, and I may be related to him. The G2 group originated in the Middle East and came to Europe during the Neolithic spread of agriculture, some 6,000 years ago. I always wondered why my fingers were so dirty. Our oldest son Terry and I had a tremendous laugh about my new status. I had adopted Norma's son, Terry, when we were married, and he knew he was not a real Ewing. And now he knew that I was not a real Ewing either. Our younger son Tom, the attorney, bless his heart, is still trying to find a loophole in the DNA test. I was beginning to panic until I remembered that my father always said he was 1/64th Indian, although there is absolutely no proof of this. That would make me 1/128th Indian. Our children, 1/256th Indian, and our grandchildren, 1/512th. Actually, I lost most of my Indian blood when I stuck my finger in a power saw one time. Anyway, I decided to become an Indian and start a new tribe. I call it the Andy tribe, A-N-D-Y. And A&D is DNA spelled backwards. And they always add a prefix Y for male DNA, which would be Y-DNA. My Indian name is Atawe, which means he who was once called Ewing. Atawe is Hiawatha spelled back phonetically. Anyone can join our tribe for $32.60, which gets you a certificate, 25 arrowheads, and 1 blue jay feather. The Indians have many fine customs. They have a wonderful way of honoring a person by singing the Lulu song. I would like to honor that tiny tribe of type G2s who brought agriculture to Europe some 6,000 years ago. My tribe has skills. Well, I'd like to honor that tribe. We will now sing the Lulu song, which goes like this. That was my trusty standard bearer who helped me demonstrate. Her Indian name is Kubra, which means she who writes tribal newsletters. Kubra is yearbook spelled backwards. And now we will perform for you the new Andy Tribe Stomp Dance. I have asked the Tribal Symphony Orchestra to prepare a tape of this number for us, which we will perform at this time.